we're pleased that you made that decision to join the program, and very glad that you made the decision to make the commitment that you have to take the time to meet with your mentor and to sit back and reflect on how you can grow as an individual and as a leader in your organization. And the stories and the interesting interaction with you and your organizations. We've had the ability to have site visits to come out and see what's going on and to have you share those stories with not just your mentor, but with the group at large. And so you can see and feel the impact it's been having in the chance for you as leaders to grow. So we are very proud of you.
It might have been 12 to 15 months into it that I began to recognize that Russ was always minus 2 minutes plus 0 minutes on time. Stunning. Consistent. And I mentioned it to him. But to me, that showed his commitment to the program and to me. Thank you, Russ.
Dave helped expand my vision, also to coach me with regard to relentlessly pursuing success, whether it be for my business or whether it be for myself personally and professionally. That was very important to me. And as I reflected upon the end of our 3 years, this stage of our relationship at least, I thought about all the people who've been important in my life. My grandfather and my father helped shape my core values and work ethics. I had a couple of investment professionals in my life that really taught me the business very well, and I've learned from them and applied that in our business. I have my wife who, for whatever reason, saw something in me and has devoted her life to enriching mine. But I put my mentor, Dave Hune, in that same category. He's now taken a place in that progression of my life that I regard as attributable to who I am, what my business is, and the success that we've had. And I just want to thank you for that, David.
Bob is one of the people in my life now that has honestly committed themselves to our relationship and really stepped up and helped me grow both professionally and personally. So I want to thank Bob for his commitment and his diligence and his character and integrity in helping me over the past 3 years. Thanks, Bob.
I'm going to say it was in the first year, and Mark and I had several meetings, and I noticed that he always came with a notebook and made detailed, copious notes. And one day, at one of our meetings, he was coming up with some suggestions and ideas to me, and I turned and I looked at him, and I said, Mark, there's only a year difference in our age. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not gonna do some of that. And his reaction was absolutely steadfast and said, well, we'll look at a way that we can come through and accomplish these goals with a different action plan. It was at that point I knew that the support from Mark was completely and totally done for my interest.
So my relationship with JEM really began when my oldest son, Ryan, saw this information and he said, you should really do this. And Ryan had just recently joined our business, and he thought it'd be a great idea for me to get some guidance from senior people that knew what to do. I have to tell you, this was not a very good time for me. My youngest son, Champlin, was 14, was diagnosed with brain cancer. It was about 3 months. He was trying to recuperate, and he had to learn how to walk, talk, eat again. And the last thing in my mind was to have another responsibility. But I knew, being the sole provider of my family, that I had a child in high school, a child in college, and then the situation with my son Champlin, that I had to strive forward and keep building my business. So I went along with Ryan's recommendation, I joined JEM, and I was fortunately accepted to JEM. And more importantly, I told Paul I wouldn't cry. I was connected with this incredible person that's really done so much for my business and my life. You know, Paul understood family business. For those that don't know, he was with Meyer. He also understood my personal situation. You know, as all of you in business know, your personal situations always rally in when you're trying to build your business. So, regardless of all that, Paul drove headfirst into my business. He visited all my locations. He conducted a SWOT analysis with my management team. He shared resources. He connected me with people. He really cared.
You know, we had a site visit at our place, and when I looked out in that room and saw the people that came and were giving us advice, it's something that there is no way that I could ever pay for. Only through this kind of program would I ever have a chance to talk to a group like that and get advice from a group like that.
To all you incoming mentees, I would just encourage you to dive in and embrace this group as much as you can. It's a group that has so much wisdom and experience in it. You just will get so much out of it than you could imagine. So I know we're all busy running our businesses, but do your best to get into things and reach out to people.
To the mentors, thank you, thank you. It doesn't work without the mentors.
And to go full circle, that's where mentorship comes back into this. Because here you have a situation of people being the mentors that are trying to treat people right, of people that have been successful. They quite often may have no reason to do this other than the simple fact they want to help you. They want to give back. And then again, even talking about the mentees, you have people interested enough to say, how do you better yourself? How do you grow? How do you continue on that path of success? Because if I went around this room and talk to the mentees, you're all very successful people in your own right. But you're not content nor complacent to say that's good enough.